watching NBA Weekly here, and it's time to get into some rumors for the teams that won't be playing in the NBA Finals, particularly the ones that were in the conference finals. We'll start things off with the Boston Celtics.
Sad.
Marcus Smart, is he coming back?
Well, this is kind of up in the air, and it's been kind of the top offseason topic for the Celtics all year long, despite the Kyrie Hayward trade stuff, which we'll get to later. We're going to give this two crying Jordans for now in terms of him coming back, because I know he wants to come back. I know the Celtics want him to come back, but I just wonder what the money is going to end up being for Marcus Smart. He is one of the grittiest players in the NBA. He does all the little things. He's a plus-minus player. He'll put up 9 points in a game, and you'll look at the box score, and his plus-minus will be, plus 24 or something and lead the entire game, which is just incredible. He's one of those kind of players, but I just wonder how much money you can pay to a guy who really is a liability on the offensive side of the ball. He wants more than $12 to $14 million a year, which means that I think he's going to get – or he's going to want or request, I think, 16 or 17 mil a year. And I don't know if the Celtics are going to give him 3 years, $48 million. They have a lot.
Nor does he deserve that.
I don't think he does. I mean, look, he's a great defensive player. I don't know how he didn't end up on an all-defensive team this year, probably because of the injuries. But overall, with Marcus Smart, he's a fun player to watch. He's gritty. He's dirty. He does all the small things. But look, $16 million a year for a guy that averages 10 points per game when the Celtics have Kyrie Irving looking for a max contract coming up soon. Jaylen Brown's contract is coming up in 2 years. Terry Rozier is a free agent at the end of next season. Al Horford's up at the end of next season. So they got a lot of big-time contracts coming up over the next couple of years, and I wonder how much money they want to sink into Marcus Smart.
All right, so firmly in the rumor category there. Let's get to the next rumor on the list, the Celtics to fix things up on that roster, Harris.
Well, we're only giving this one crying Jordan because, frankly, as Danny Ainge said, there really isn't a lot for the Celtics to fix. All they really need is for Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward to come back. So Danny Ainge said it at his exit interview, saying, quote, "We're not going to do it unless it makes us better," which, duh, but that says to me that they're not going to hunt for a blockbuster move. So they're probably not going to hunt for Karl-Anthony Towns, or they're not really going to make a crazy trade for Kawhi or Anthony Davis. I just can't see that happening. I think they love the depth that this team has. They don't want to trade away Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. So for now, I don't think we're going to see a lot of big changes this offseason. Maybe depends on what happens with Marcus Smart. Maybe they bring in a veteran guard that can play some defense. Maybe they make a small trade for someone like a Courtney Lee from the Knicks. We'll see. A lot of it determines what happens with Marcus Smart.
You see the crying Jordans there. They indicate the scale of believability with all these rumors that we go through. So here's a rundown of what the Jordan heads mean. So 0 Jordan heads, it's fake news. It's the finger wag. 1 crying Jordan, small shred of truth. 2 heads, people are talking. 3 heads, pretty likely. 4 heads, bang. Steph Curry from 3. However you want to put it, it's a fact. Let's get to rumor number 3. Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, are they getting traded, Harris?
No. Fake news. Oh, my God. The idiots were out on Twitter this past weekend. It was gross, saying that the Celtics need to trade Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, retool the roster, blah, blah, blah. Please, if anything, this entire Eastern Conference Finals showed exactly why the Celtics are going to keep Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving, and Danny Ainge said as much, saying, quote, "We need Gordon and Kyrie, absolutely need them." He even said it as well, that if Game 7 and this entire playoffs was any evidence, they need Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving. They are not going to get traded. They are both going to be healthy next season. The entire roster is excited for them to come back. Even Terry Rozier said that he's not worried about not being the starter next year because Kyrie Irving is the starting point guard on this team. They know what the leadership structure looks like, and if Terry Rozier is okay not starting, then the entire roster is going to have no problems next year in terms of locker room stuff. This is going to be the best roster in the Eastern Conference going into next season. And if the Warriors can't retool as well as I think they can, this might be the best overall roster in basketball next season. Another first-round pick coming in next year, plus re-adding Marcus Smart. Everyone's coming back healthy. They have a starting 5 that's maybe the best outside of the Warriors in the entire NBA, depending on where LeBron goes. And then their backup second rotation is going to be incredible next year as well. So, yes, I think the Celtics will win the East next year by a considerable margin.
No matter what happens with LeBron.
No matter what. Well, if he goes to Philly, then it's going to be a really fun race. But if he stays with the Cavs, I don't think the Cavs are going to be nearly as good as the Celtics in terms of a regular season team. Remember, we're talking about the regular season here. But if he goes to Philly, maybe they have a shot. But I will say this, no coach in the NBA this year, I should say, shut down Ben Simmons like Brad Stevens did. And you can bet that that's going to be consistent for the rest of the time that Ben Simmons goes up against Brad Stevens in his career.
Talk about a blueprint out there for other teams to kind of study the tape.
2 points in a conference semifinals game, that's called getting shut down, my friend.